Child, the baby say he want all the smoke. You hear me? I could not go to sleep without going live and talking about this. This is what I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna start doing a death of the age or you can't whoop me edition. You hear me? Cause we gotta get into all the stuff that these celebs be having going on down to the internet. Baby, the baby took his ass down to rolling. What is it called? Rolling Loud, and he cut up. I don't know why is it that the baby cut up the way that he be cutting up all the time. And he don't even have to do that. I really do feel like the baby is very talented. He's extremely handsome. Um, and he just cut up all the time. And it's very unfortunate. And I really feel like eventually he is going to create what they call it, career suicide. I think that's what's gonna happen to him. But what recently happened is he had a performance on Rolling Loud. That's the name of it. He had a performance on Rolling Loud, and in the midst of his performance, he wants to start talking about the people in the audience, telling them to raise the phone up or the hands up or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna get to the audio so y'all can hear it. His performance was right after Meg the Stallion's performance. And he also brought out Tory Lanez. The baby is messy boots. He brought out Tory Lanez in one of the baby mascot things or whatever. And I don't even think Tory Lanez could even be in the same vicinity as Meg the Stallion. So that's kind of fishy within itself. But it's like, why are you going out of your way to be so goddamn petty? I really don't understand it. Don't he got a baby on the way with the Danny Lay girl that he left after he got pregnant, and she's talking about she the red bone and she what he wanted. He done left her ass barefoot and pregnant. Let me get to the audio for this Rolling Loud thing. Hold on one second, y'all. This shit is a trip. This is a trip. I can't believe he did this. And a lot of people wanted to like go to the obvious and talk about, his shots at the LGBTQ community. But it's bigger than that to me. Because if I pay my money to go somewhere, bitch, I don't want to hear nothing but what you came to rap about. That's the only thing I want to hear. I don't want to hear nothing else. That's the reason why I really didn't like when I had went to a concert and Master P ass was up there giving speeches or whatever. I don't want to hear that. I didn't come for a lecture. I don't want you to be telling me about myself or nothing like that. I did not pay for this motherfucking concert to hear no lecture. I came to hear you rap. So here go the baby. This is what the baby said. Not dick in the parking lot. My thing with the baby is you have to have some respect for your fans. I understand that hip hop can be very degrading or whatever. It's raw, it's rugged. It's a really tough sport. I get that. But you have to have some respect for the people who have paid their money to come see you because you're who you are because of those people. Don't ever get it twisted. And the fact that he was talking about if you don't have STDs or whatever, put your phone up. Baby, you probably have a couple of STDs running all up and through your scrolling because you making babies all over the place, and you dealing with you went between Mimi and the Danny Lay girl. Y'all going back and forth, swapping fluids out. So why would you even say something like that? Then he went as far as to talk about if you're sucking dick in the parking lot. What is that about? I really don't understand why it is that so many black heterosexual men be so fixated on homosexuality? Why would you even say something like that? And it's hot out there. It probably is a whole lot of women in there that got a little twang in between they legs. That wolf pussy might be howling down there because it's hot outside. You know what I'm saying? So now you done offended these people with the howling wolf pussy. You done offended the gays. You done offended the people who have sexually transmitted diseases. And what people have to understand is um we don't live in the same world that we used to live in where people was just dropping like flies from HIV and AIDS. It's not one of those things where you just gonna catch it and all of a sudden you're just gonna drop dead. So it was just ignorance in that statement alone, talking about you're just going to drop dead. And I would be so offended to have been one of those people who went there and spent my money and I got offended by him. Like I got attacked. Nobody works hard, look forward to seeing artists, and then they get attacked. I'm gonna tell you something. That's the reason why it's with certain people like DL Hughley that I didn't like coming up as a comedian. I grew to appreciate DL Hughley, but I didn't like DL Hughley when I was coming up because you remember when DL Hughley used to always attack people in the audience and embarrass them and everything. That was the only way he knew how to tell jokes. And that's a very uncomfortable feeling to go to a place. You came out, you're thinking you look good, you went to have a good time, and next thing you know, you're the center of attention and the butt of the joke. Nobody wants to experience that level of embarrassment. And even though this is a particular situation with DaBaby where a hit dog just got to holler because he's not actually single-handedly like pointing out one particular person. But of course, if you support a rapper and you went out to see them perform and they start saying something that lines up to something that you got going on in your life, you are going to feel a type of way. You're going to be uncomfortable, or you might decide to not support this particular artist anymore. And it's just very unfortunate that people want to use their platform to further marginalize people. That was completely unnecessary, and I'm disappointed in DaBaby, not because I expect anything more of him, but I just feel like over time, people should start to like grow as an artist and not be so gimmicky and use all these different antics or whatever to propel their career. I think he has the talent to where he doesn't have to do that. And I don't understand why he felt it necessary to make a mockery of Meg the Stallion at the time. Um, he did a song with that girl, and I'm gonna tell you something. That whole rolling out and the stuff that DaBaby did, it was very reminiscent to me of the Source Awards. Y'all remember when Suge Knight got up and was talking about if you don't want your producer dancing all in your videos or whatever, come to death row, whatever the case may be. I think that was the Source Awards. It was very reminiscent of that. It's not as much tension, but it's reminiscent of that to me. It's just like this utter disrespect that I just can't get down with. You know, it wasn't any reason why DaBaby should have bought Tory Lanez out like that. And then, making reference to Meg the Stallion. Like, if y'all on the song together, that's cool. But to like bring them out like it's this grand thing and y'all ain't gonna believe who I got and all this whole kind of stuff and have him pop out or whatever the case may be. That was completely unnecessary. And then to, make reference to her, you ain't gotta even do all of that. I understand that DaBaby and Tory Lanez, they have a song together. I'm not going to tell people how to go about their business endeavors because that's not my ministry. That's not my expertise. I can't tell these people how to go about their business endeavors. Granted, the baby seemed to have developed some type of friendship with Meg the Stallion, and later on ended up doing a song with Tory Lanez. That's their business. Get your money or whatever the case may be. We all know how the industry is set up, where there's no loyalty with these people or whatever the case. But all at the same time, you don't have to do anything to rub it in somebody's face. He could have very well just had them to come out, but to make it seem like it's a grand surprise, and it really seemed like he bought him out for redemption or something, for people to better accept him and congratulate him. It was just completely unnecessary. I really don't like to get to the point where I start to have these different thoughts about people's sexuality. I do feel like a lot of times what we do when we have Black heterosexual men that don't agree with certain things, or if they're outspoken about alternative lifestyles, a lot of times we start questioning their sexuality, right? But you gotta take a step back and think about, why is it that Black heterosexual men are so fixated on homosexuality? I just don't get it. If you like pussy and that man don't like pussy or whatever, to me, I feel like it's more pussy for you. Why do you care? Why does it bother you? And it'll make people feel like you're battling with something on the inside. The fact that you keep on bringing it up, because gay people are not bringing you up. They're not thinking about you. They're not trying to do anything to take anything away from you. The only thing that they're trying to do is be able to coexist in this life at peace. That's it. And then T.I. had enough nerve. I know Mr. T.I. didn't pop out. T.I. popped out, baby. T.I. is one of those people. I'm gonna tell you, it was T.I. who used to always have some shit to say. T.I. and Snoop. Them two always be having something to say. Snoop done went somewhere and set his ass down. Snoop, he be just doing anything out here. This motherfucker be wrestling, cooking with Martha Stewart, goddamn it, playing soccer. He the commentator for fights and all this up. Snoop just be all over the place. We just gotta let Snoop get it how he live or whatever the case may be. But Snoop and T.I. were two people that I used to be like, oh my God, I wish they just shut the fuck up. Like, seriously. Like, who told these people they was the spokesperson for a real nigga? You know what I'm saying? Who told these people that they was the spokesperson for the movement? Then they went and got Killer Mike's outspoken ass. You know what I'm saying? He be trying to act hard, but you just too soft. Your body structure just too soft to even play hard or whatever the case may be. Nigga, you look cuddly as a motherfucker, and you talking about doing something to somebody and justice or else. I can't even take you motherfucking serious. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, they snatched Killer Mike ass up, and these people got all these different platforms and all this kind of stuff, talking about different movements. And I used to just get to the point like, man, T.I. and Snoop, how about y'all shut the fuck up? You know what I'm saying? And definitely T.I., using all these big ass words all out of context or whatever. Him and Kevin Gates similar when it comes to shit like that. But anyway, so here comes T.I. with something to say. Of all people, ain't nobody asked that man nothing. If I was T.I., I'd be hiding on the rock right about now, trying to figure out what's gonna happen to me. You know what I'm saying? He got all this Bill Cosby shit going on, and he got something to say about everybody else's situation. How about you shut the fuck up? So T.I., he done bought his old disconnecting beard ass out, and he talking about some what he say? What T.I. say? He just said some old other ridiculous shit. T.I. had said, let me pull up what T.I. said. Like, why is you even talking, sir? You around here, you need to be worrying about that Sabrina girl that said you was trying to get somebody to knock her off a building. And I don't understand what the fuck wrong with Sabrina, because that bitch, she was lying, but that's a whole nother story. Because who in the fuck just hanging around buildings or whatever, waiting for a hitman to come push you off a building? That bitch thinks she a gargoyle. I don't know what the hell wrong with her. But let me see what happened to let me see what T.I. had said. Cause that beard is a fool. Do y'all be paying attention to T.I. beard? That beard is a fool. Do you hear me? That beard doing what it wants to. It got a mind of its own. That beard is disorderly than a motherfucker. Um, Let me see what T.I. said. T.I. handsome though, but that beard, oh child. Let me see what T.I. said. I did a screenshot. T.I. said, here go T.I. If Lil Nas X can kick his shit in peace, so should dababy. What the fuck Lil Nas X got to do with any of this? What people got to understand is the difference between what Lil Nas X be doing and what dababy did is that Lil Nas X is, he just, trying to exist in peace, basically. He's just expressing himself. He's just trying to be an artist, do what he do. And you will on the bitch every once in a while, you know what I'm saying? But you have people like what Brandy say. Brandy say dababy is something else. He really is. The Lil Nas X, he just it's like gay people don't want to, step into the music industry and how to announce that they're gay, or have to deal with people, trying to dissect their sexuality and all that kind of stuff. None of that shit should even matter. And that's the thing that's going on with Lil Nas X. And I will be perfectly honest, as it pertains to Lil Nas X, I really think that he's extra as hell. He's very gimmicky, or whatever the case may be. But I can appreciate him to a certain extent, Where else T.I. is sitting up here talking about, well, if Lil Nas X can pop his shit, then why not dababy? Lil Nas X ain't out here talking down on heterosexuals. He's not using his platform to bring harm to anybody or make anybody feel bad. He's using his platform in order to solidify himself in the industry, to say, hey, I'm here. And this is just what it is, and I ain't going nowhere. That's the difference between Lil Nas X and dababy. dababy is just being negative and hurting people for absolutely no reason. And it's not even the damn LGBTQ community that he offended. You sitting up here, you talking about women, you talking about people with STDs, and you talking about people who were sucking dick in the parking lot. And I mean, I don't see the problem. Like, why is you mad because somebody got some head? What's your issue? The fuck is wrong with you? And then if you don't get head from me, I'm like, why do you even fucking care? Like it was just too much for me. It was giving way too much. And Brandy said Nas X, like, if Cardi B can do it, so can I. And see, and that's the thing, because there is this thing where a lot of gay men and women kind of like occupy the same space, so with it being Cardi B doing something and then Lil Nas X doing something, or whatever the case may be, they're kind of like, I'm popping out and I'm expressing myself the way that I want to express myself. And I'm so glad that you brought up Cardi B, because I had enough nerve to say, it was the clip that I was listening to. I don't have the clip for T.I. because I had to go ahead and get on here so I could hurry up and get off and take my shower, go to bed. But T.I. had said that he don't want his kids looking at he don't want his kids looking at Lil Nas X. And he really didn't want them looking at WAP anyway, but he could kind of like deal with WAP. My thing is, T.I., this is the thing with these industry cats, right? Like y'all have so many issues with women expressing themselves and being sexually liberated, and they not using a middleman, and they, bossed up, doing their thing, making their own music, their own videos, and they're making their own money, and they're gaining success, and they don't fucking need you to do it. And y'all got a problem with it. Y'all was the same men. Y'all use the girls in the videos all the time. So now all of a sudden you got a problem with it when, God damn it, did you say something? I know Nelly is your boy. Did you say something to Nelly about goddamn tip drill? Come on now. You know what I'm saying? Quit sitting up here being hypocritical. Y'all being hypocritical for real. Now all of a sudden, displays of sexuality is an issue for your children. It's harming the children. Y'all don't give a fuck about them goddamn kids. I'm so sick and tired of y'all acting like y'all care about these kids. Y'all don't give a good goddamn about these kids until it benefits y'all. If you gave a fuck about your kids, you wouldn't have cheated on their mama so many times. You wouldn't have had to have their mama sitting up crying, hurt, heartbroken, and all this all type of stuff if you really gave a damn about some kids. Because the one thing I know for sure is if the mama is happy, the kids gonna be happy. The kids are able to pick up on their mama energy. So you sit up there and cheated on your goddamn wife all this time and let your kids have to deal with this scorn, bitter, upset, depressed, sad ass woman raising them, and you trying to tell me that you give a fuck about some kids. You don't give a goddamn about some kids because you don't give a fuck about their mama. When I'm telling you, like, stop it. Don't even go there with me. What Green say exactly? Preach. Come on, Deasia. Yes, God. Like, don't even go there. Acting like all of a sudden you care about the kids and you trying to use these kids as a scapegoat. You are using sensationalism in order to push your narrative, in order to push your agenda. All of a sudden you give a damn about kids. Why you don't care about kids when they around there playing Fortnite and they flipping and jumping off couches thinking they Power Rangers and shit? Why you don't care about kids when you putting all this explicit content? Bitch, you a motherfucking trap rapper. You glorize or glamorize rather the drug dealing lifestyle. I think selling drugs, getting locked up several times, as you have, you know what I'm saying? Being accused of being a Bill Cosby and all this old kinds of stuff or whatever. I think that is way more damaging than somebody seeing somebody of the same sex kissing or whatever the case may be. Because one thing about it, it ain't nothing in the world that's gonna change a motherfucker that ain't into what it is they seeing to be into it. It ain't now gay kid that done sit up here and saw two heterosexual people engaging in any type of lovey-dovey affection that they turned around and decided that they want that too. I don't know if anybody told you this or not, but heterosexual people have gay kids. Okay? And they've been living in a household seeing nothing but affection from heterosexual relationships. And they wind up being gay and all kinds of stuff or whatever the case may be. I don't even know why black heterosexual men feel like, oh, this is the worst thing that can happen. Y'all deflect so goddamn much, and I'm so damn sick and tired of it. I'm so sick and tired of it. I was having a conversation the other day, and we was talking about, you know, what black women think about certain things, and we was having a conversation, and this man, he come on the line and he's talking about for 400 years we was enslaved and a black man couldn't do this and a black man can't do this, and then flipped it and talked about how the black woman don't listen to the black man and all this. And bitch, I didn't oppress you. I'm not your enemy. I didn't sail on the Mayflower and come pick your ass up and bring you over here. I'm not your oppressor. Don't blame that 400 years ago ass shit on me. That ain't my fault. You know what I'm saying? I was out there. The women was out there. The black women was out there in the fields with you, getting hung with you, getting shot and killed with you, trying to run away with you, and all that. Don't turn around and get mad at the black woman because the white man got his elbow in your motherfucking back. And you mad at the wrong person. You deflecting. All this shit going on out here. You want to be mad at the black woman and gay people. That shit ain't going to get you free. It ain't going to get you free. You worrying about the wrong thing. For real. Talking about the Lil Nas X, he could pop his shit. You could pop your shit too, but heterosexuals are not a heterosexuals themselves are not a marginalized group. I don't know why we have to keep on explaining certain things to people. The same way T.I. is sitting up here talking about, oh, Lil Nas X could pop his shit, but dababy can't. That's the same difference of us saying black power and then a white person coming around talking about white power. Like, that doesn't make any sense, and I'm so sick and tired of having to put things in that perspective and line them up together. And a lot of people don't like for people to line it up like that because they be like, that plight is not the same. But it's so many different similarities because unfortunately a lot of these black heterosexual men, they be wanting the power of the white man. Like heterosexual black men, they come with all these rules and put us in all these goddamn boxes and try to treat us like the white man treat them. They try to have this delusional unseen power, this quote unquote fake ass supremacy like these white people have. Like, y'all do the same thing that they do. It's this delusion of grandeur. Like, what the hell is wrong with y'all? To where y'all feel like y'all have to have some input or an opinion or try and control everything, but you cannot even control yourself, and that's why you mad. You can't control yourself. You a motherfucking man out here. And it's a whole nother man that has his elbow in your back. And you have displaced anger. And you don't even know what to do with it. Quit lashing out on people and go to therapy. We too old for that. Don't nobody care. Like I said the last time in my other video, the other day that I had. Listen here. After you get to a certain age or whatever the case may be, you can't keep on talking about what somebody did to you and what happened to you. Unfortunately, you're tasked with the responsibility to fix it, even though it's not fair. You still gotta fix it. You can't keep pointing the hand at everybody else. You can't keep talking about this person is doing it and this person is messing up the community or whatever the case may be. Look at all the bullshit that black heterosexual men have done in our community in with their toxic masculinity. Not being raised by their fathers and things like that, shooting up our communities, drugging up our communities, fucking up the women in the community, like turning the whole world upside down. And by the time somebody stand up and say, hey, I'm not gonna let you do this to me anymore. This is who I am. This is who I'm gonna be. I belong here just as well as you do. Then y'all have a problem with that. And tell me that same mindset is not the same mindset that these white people have. You cannot tell me that they don't have that same mindset. Just like, goddamn, bitch, I want to be in a movie too. You got a problem with me being on TV. You got a problem with me doing certain things that you do as if it's a threat to you. How are these people threatening you? How are you so threatened by something that you don't even indulge in? Heterosexual men talk about more gay shit than gay people. I be going up and down my timeline on Facebook and I see more gay shit coming from heterosexual men than a little bit. They play with each other on some gay shit and everything. And what you have to understand is these gay men are not a representation of you. They're not a representation of you. And I don't know if it's something that makes y'all crumble on the inside, that feel like masculinity is under attack or whatever the case may be, but you further ignite that very same flame that you trying to burn out, because you're pushing more of an agenda than anything else, because you constantly bringing up the stuff. Y'all got to get it together. It's like, how are these people? Why are you so pressed? Why are you so bothered by somebody simply existing? It has absolutely nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. And the fact that dababy set up here, use this large platform to just go at people, these women that's out there in the crowd, these people that may be dealing with, STDs or whatever the case may be, and then these gay people or whatever. Like, why would you do that? It's completely unnecessary. And I'm just really sick of preaching to the choir, having the same conversation like over and over again. We keep having the same conversations over and over again, and we're really not getting anywhere at this point. It's starting to feel like aimless chit chat. Brandy say that part. Yeah, it's just really starting to seem like aimless chit chat. I want us to do better. I want us to be able to grow and like coexist with each other. And it was something, a larger point that I wanted to bring up. Like, even when we talk about things that plague our community as it pertains to women, so many times women will express the certain things that we're going through, and then a man will jump out and say, well, y'all fought for equality. And it's so unfortunate that y'all feel like the fact that we fought to be treated like a human, that y'all turn around and try and punish us for. Who do you sound like? Who do you think you sound like when you're doing it? There are so many different things we need to tackle as a people. There are so many different things that we need to tackle as a people. But yet we're attacking each other. Every single day is something where we're attacking each other, and we're not dealing with the real enemy. And so at this point, it's just a deflection. And it's sad to see. It's a deflection. I'm sick of it. Like, the only thing that you can sit here and think about is, in the middle of your concert, you have thousands of people watching you. You're probably, I don't know how much money you're making from doing it, but you have thousands of people watching you, or whatever the case may be. And you use that time in order to insult people in the audience. Like, I would never pay to come see you. You'll have to pay me to come see you, because you're not going to offend me while I'm in the audience, or whatever the case may be. You're not going to do that to me. And then you got so many people that were online and they were defending dababy. And it was a lot of women that were defending dababy. First of all, let me tell you something. Dababy is one of the most toxic rappers that I've seen in a long time. It's probably good that he came out at this time that he did. But he's one of the most toxic rappers that I've seen in a long time. I like dababy music. And granted, I think he's handsome. He's fine as hell to me. You know what I'm saying? But he's one of the most toxic rappers that I've seen. I've never seen, like, I ain't gonna say that because I don't want people to get mad at me. But there are certain rappers that we have seen coming up that just like pop off. Like, you already know they gonna be on some BS. You know what I'm saying? Like, they finna fight, they gonna shoot, they gonna cut up. You know, you could take them out the hood, but you can't take the hood out of them type of people. And they gonna pop off, and baby is one. The baby is one of them. And I just want us to just do better as a people amongst each other. We definitely have to do better. Ti, he had absolutely no right to jump in the midst of that. Ti, I just really don't get Ti. You know how like it's some people that I think Ti think he at this OG big homie uncle status or whatever the case. I think he got that OG big homie or uncle thing going on or whatever the case may be. But to be honest with you, Ti, we kind of still look at you like a young nigga. You probably be 47 years old. We don't know, but we kind of still look at you as a young nigga because of the type of content that you put out. And we definitely understand that you went to prison, and you know how them niggas that go to prison, only thing they can do is read dictionaries and thesauruses and all that kind of stuff, or whatever the case may be, get the playing with words because they gotta write the letters and all that to make somebody feel good, tell them some sweet nothings to get them some commissary or whatever. So I understand the reason why T.I. be using them big old words or whatever with that penitentiary talk. That's real cute or whatever the case may be. But I don't want you to get beside yourself to think that anybody looking at you as an OG other than the people who actually directly came up under you or whatever. You kind of still on that young nigga shit, to be honest. Like, the perception of you, you gotta understand how you're perceived in the world, and that's the reason why your messages don't necessarily go over well, because you still a hot nigga. I hope you can pick up what it is that I'm putting down. That's what the hell going on right now. So the stuff that you be saying, you know what I'm saying, you could stretch it out or whatever the case may be and start to use big ass words to say it or whatever, but we not listening to you like that because we don't feel like you're not at that uncle level yet. You know, to be giving somebody some game when you still getting caught up in young nigga shit. You still getting caught up in young nigga shit to this day. Ain't nobody listening to you. Brandy say exactly facts. And that's the thing. Thank you so much for tuning in, Brandy. That's the thing. Like, people just really need to cut it out. And I wish that we would get to the point where we start actually dealing with what it is that matters. Just worry. You can't control. I'm gonna tell you, regardless of how you feel about, that's just like even me stating my opinion right here, right now. At the end of the day, at the grand scheme of things, I already know at the end of the day, it might fall on deaf ears. At the end of the day, I'm not expecting nobody to just automatically change or whatever the case may be because I said something, because I know I cannot control that. That's beyond me. Like old boy said, it's above me now. I can't control that. I can't control what you do. I could give my opinion on it or whatever, but I really feel like a lot of people who have strong opinions about things, they actually feel like what they say is law. So when it's said, they stand behind it so tough to where they start trying to dictate people and the way they move in their lives that you're not even active in. Do you think that somebody who you are not supporting financially, emotionally, spiritually, physically, like, you don't support them at all, you're not somebody that they're gonna call and ask for any advice? Like, some of these people don't even have your phone number that you're talking about. Do you really think that they give a fuck? Do you actually think that they're gonna sit here and readjust and change the way that they live because you thought you was the big homie and you got on the internet and you said something? They just gonna clown your ass. You just gonna be another hashtag. You will be a trending topic or whatever. You will go viral, and that's about it. But y'all be constantly stepping up to the mic, saying something about what other people are doing or whatever the case may be, and then get mad when they don't change anything up. And it's a narcissistic trait for you to feel like once you say something, somebody is supposed to switch it up. So you feel away and you continue to chastise them. Don't nobody got time for that there. Don't nobody got time for that there. Um, that whole Rolling Loud thing was just too much. DaBaby, he be doing way too much. I really want him to get somewhere, sit down, calm down, or whatever. The way DaBaby moves, it scares me a little bit. Excuse me. We've seen so many different talented artists that didn't reach their full potential, even though they have gone down in history and they're amongst the greats. Some we may even consider GOATs. But the lifespan of a rapper is very short, historically speaking. And it's time for us to move away from all of that wild shit. Hip hop is one of those things that I consider to be our culture here, like in this diaspora. Like for me, that's our culture. That's all we have. And I feel like we could use our platforms in different ways in order to usher in change. I think one of the most brilliant albums that came out was 444, Jay-Z 444. And it was, and a lot of people had said, they were like, well, people been saying this before, but now since Jay-Z said it, that's what I was talking about with the whole thing with T.I. It's like, it's the sometimes the messenger does matter, right? So you have this person that is beyond, like he's up here at the upper echelon, like he's on autopilot. He ain't gotta he ain't gotta prove a point no more. He ain't gotta do anything else. Like he ain't gotta say another word. You know what I'm saying? He done solidified himself. He done ingrained his footprint in hip hop, right? So now we can appreciate the evolution and we can look to him for guidance. You know what I'm saying? Now it's more so an oracle more than anything. You know, like, okay, now I want you to give me the game. Let me know how you got to, you know, we need people like that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that a lot of people be thinking about hip hop in the sense of, oh, this is what the people want and this is what's selling. People buy what you give to them. If you starve them, they gonna eat what they can, right? But what happens in this society is we give like we just feed, we force feed, force feed, force feed, force feed, force feed. We come, you got all these rappers pop every time you look up, they popping out singles. It'd be people that, you know, have these long lasting careers now and don't have even the goddamn an album half the time. Or one album. They just constantly popping out these singles or whatever the case may be, is a force feeding, right? But if you starve them out and you say, hey, listen, I'm going to take all of this back. I'm going to starve you out and then I'm going to spoon feed you and give you what I want you to have. Where you don't have a buffet of shit and you starve them out. That's the way that you reverse that, where you like, you know what? We're going to clap down on this and we just going to start pushing this type of messaging. We're going to start pushing this type of content. Because I'm going to tell you something about the media. The media in media, they pick up on what's trending and what's going on and what's popping or whatever the case may be. Have you noticed everything that you want to consume, every diet that has ever came out, they have commercialized it eventually? I remember one time, a long time ago, I had started going on the diet keto. This was some underground type thing, so to speak. Now they have products in there for that. You know, a lot of these people, they had started the gluten free. It's product now. It's a line for that. Now you can't go to no restaurant too much and not get you a keto option or vegan option or gluten free option or whatever the case may be. They have all of these options available because they adapted to what it is that people are consuming, right? They adapted to it because they like, oh, okay, these people, like, they're doing this, so I adapted to it. So if you change, you got one person to garner that change or whatever and just starve them out and be like, hey, I'm gonna feed them this. So then um they will start actually producing that content even more in order to sell. But so the consumer and the supplier has a responsibility in it, but we have to do a whole lot better with dealing with each other and being able to coexist and live amongst each other, because it's just really getting out of control. And then a baby came back and he made a statement talking about they took my words out of context. um it was a guy in the audience. He had on a crop top and we were just vibing and all this old kinds of stuff or whatever. Boy, you sound like one of them people who talking about, oh, I have a black friend. Stop it. Yeah, that dude that in a crop top, he was vibing or whatever the case may be, because he done paid all his goddamn money. So that's the reason why he was vibing. Ain't nobody finna like throw down everything and turn around and go home after they done paid their money to listen to you talking about shoot, what's his song? I get what I want is good. I want me some shit with some bop in it and all that old carrying on or whatever the case may be. And switch up your goddamn sound or flow or something a little bit. Hell. Everything ain't gonna have no damn bop in it. You wanna have a bop in everything, and this little flick of the wrist shit. It is probably, you know what? Now since I think about it, cause you be bending your wrist, cause who be doing this? What's your little? I want me some. You suspect probably. When I think about it, your little bop, your wrist bending ass. I want me some shit with some bop in it. Cute though. But you giving very much what I was looking for. Something he had said. But child, these people done cut up down here to this Rolling Loud. Let me see what I can find what I was gonna say. What the baby had said. We gotta do better. Packing the mail is gone. Well, let me shut up. I don't want him to beat me up though. But I pop trunk. I don't give a fuck. I done pop trunk on the elementary kid. I done came down. Let me see. I can't find what it was that I was looking for. He had said something else. I can't find what it is. But anyway, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in with me tonight. I am fin to tune out. I'm gonna keep on doing these little trending topic type of discussions or whatever the case may be. The Death of the Asia, You Can't Whoop Me edition. If you would like to get one of these t-shirts, hit me up at the Asia Robinson on Facebook or IG. Also, make sure you're following Death of the Asia on Facebook and Instagram. Make sure you're following Desk of the Asia. Let me put this up here because people be slow. Death of the Asia. There it is right there. Make sure that you are following me on Facebook, Deaths of Deasia, and you have turned on the notification on YouTube, make sure that you have subscribed to YouTube and you hit the notification bell. That way you get the notifications whenever I go live. What else? And share this shit. It's free. I ain't asking y'all for no money yet. You know what I'm saying? Unless you want to get you a shirt. If you want to get you a shirt, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? I can get you one of these shirts. The You Can't Whoop Me. And also one of my sayings, a dry bitch could never because they can't. You hear me? But anyway, again, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'm about to tune out. Y'all have a good night. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. My show for Deaths of Deasia. Actually, this is a segue into that show because tomorrow's show is going to be whether or not transgender women are replacing cisgender women. Y'all don't want to miss that one right there. It's going to be piping high. It's going through the roof. I'm telling you, like, that one right there going crazy. Y'all don't want to miss that one. You know what I'm saying? You definitely want to be the one talking about it, not the one hearing about it. So make sure that you have liked and turned on the like the Facebook page and followed the Facebook page, and make sure you have subscribed and turn on the notification bell for the YouTube page, because y'all don't want to miss none of this shit. I'm telling you. But again, thank y'all for tuning in. I'm about to tune out. It's been one. Y'all be easy. I sound like T.I. Alexa, play Be Easy by T.I. Alexa, play Be Easy by T.I. This bitch. Alexa, play Be Easy by T.I.
Be Easy by T.I.
I might get some copyright infringements or something. Hey. Hey, T.I. be rapping his ass off though. That nigga need to shut the fuck up. But he up there in my top 10 as far as rappers. I just need him to shut the fuck up. Be easy. Bye, y'all. Good night.